Work hard for what you want in life.
You work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
That you treat people with respect.
Reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard.
The strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard. Work hard. Work hard.
Hey guys, it's Tatum.
And it's your girl, Milan.
And welcome to episode 13 of the Black Girl Boss Podcast. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So today is a really special episode, and we're making history today. We have our first male guest in the building. Ooh.
I'm under the hot seat already.
So Cedric, make sure you're talking to the mic.
Good morning.
So we're here with Cedric Baker. He is the founder and CEO of Reserve Incorporated. And Reserve is a luxury transportation and concierge firm in the mid-Atlantic region. Ow, I got it right, didn't I?
Great job.
I ain't even looked that up. That was off memory right there.
That's perfect. That's exactly what it is.
So one of our most popular episodes was when we talked about balancing relationships and friendships within our business. And so I wanted to bring Cedric in here because he's a full-time entrepreneur, very successful in his business. And I wanted him to give male insight on relationships and how he is able to balance everything as well. So Cedric, thank you so much for being in the Girl Cave.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So let's start with, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think a power couple is? So Milan, you want to go first?
No, I'll let our guests go first. I'm eager, y'all. Like, I want to hear this one.
So I think a power couple, and I guess to be cliche, would be a Barack and Michelle Obama, right? So he is obviously the dominant of the two. However, if she's at an event without him, no one's really disappointed. They complement each other very well. They can both handle themselves on their own individually, and then together they're just even better. No one's carrying the other. If he's having a bad day, she's strong enough to carry the two of them, and then vice versa. And then when they're together, they're just undefeatable. They're just, their unit is that much better.
Yeah, I definitely can agree to that. And to add, because everything Cedric said, I agree with, just being able to not even pick up where he or she lacked, but adding on to.
Absolutely.
Just giving that extra, like you said, when you walk into the room, it's like, who's that? It's who are they? Not who's that with Ced, or who's that with Milana, who's that with Tatum, it's who are they? And adding on and just giving that balance that we all need, because we lack in different areas, and we sometimes are stressed out, and our partner can pick it up and push us and give us that calm level that we need. I know for myself, my head's everywhere sometimes, and my bae definitely gives me the peace that I need in that area. So that's my take.
So does a power couple have to be two entrepreneurs?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So Cedric, you're single, right?
I am.
So, and you looking for that Michelle Obama, so to speak.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you look for? And even, let's say, because this is the Black Girl Boss Podcast and our listeners are aspiring or entrepreneurs currently, what would you look for from someone who is that ambitious woman that's grinding as far as a relationship goes?
Those two keywords that you just said, ambitious and grinding. The ability to already kind of have your own progress and situation going on, number one. And then number two, like Milan just said, to help me in mine. Some days Superman can't be Superman. It's very rare for me and very far and few that I have off days, but when I do, be there for me, have my back, be my encouragement, be my peace when I come home.
Right.
As entrepreneurs, we fight, for lack of a better term, every day on the phone with clients and vendors and contractors and things of that nature. And when I come home, I want peace. I'm not saying you got to have the house spotless and dinner on the table and a drink poured, but just peace. Like I don't want to come home to more of a battle. And that's most important for someone that's especially a full-time entrepreneur. I mean, even someone that's a part-time entrepreneur that works 40 hours a week for someone else. When you get home, you want peace, you know? And it's things I can take care of myself. I can take care of the things that I want. I need you to take care of the things that I need. And peace is one of those things that, as entrepreneurs, we need so that we can recharge and go out the next day and boss up and do what we do and do it better.
I hear you. See, I have kind of like a controversial opinion on that, because it's like, I just can't see how that can be. And I guess we'll just have to really find somebody to have on the show, or just for us to talk to, who are married and both entrepreneurs, because I just want to know, how do you do that? If I'm grinding and I'm working towards my goals and I'm battling, especially with balancing a 9-to-5 and business, and then you're an entrepreneur, how can we find that time for each other? Like, what does that really look like? And I think that's why I always said I wanted a regular guy, because I need somebody to slow me down.
But see, and that's where I disagree, because if you have someone running as fast as you, if not a little faster, you understand each other. So when you do come home from a contract negotiation or a tough client, he already knows how you feel. That regular guy is like, oh,
That's not a big deal.
yeah, I had a normal day at work. The coffee pot wasn't working, but other than that was good. You know what I mean? But your co-boss, your boss bae, your bae boss is like, oh, I had a day like that before. Tell me about it. This is what I did to make myself better. You know what? Let's hit the spa tomorrow, or let's take a trip, or let me make dinner for you, because I know where your mind is. I know what space you're in right now, because I've lived that. And hell, my day was just yesterday. Your day is today. Let's help each other get over it. But someone that doesn't, see, for me, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So someone that works, even, someone I'm dating, or someone, another guy that she's considering, that you're considering comparing to me, they have luxuries that as entrepreneurs we don't have. I don't have paid vacations, and I don't have sick days, right. And things like that. So my grind is different. So when my phone rings at 2 a.m, the last thing I need you to do is suck your teeth. I need you to be like, that's one extra night in Miami when we go out of town. You know what I mean? Like, relax, because I gotta get it, but a co-boss understands that. A 9-to-5er, no disrespect to anyone working a 9-to-5. I do live an amazing life, though. But no disrespect to anyone living a 9-to-5. It's just different, because they don't see things the way we see it. They don't think the way that we think. If their boss calls at 3 a.m, and they don't answer, they're like, okay, I'll call them back in the morning. If I miss a phone call at 3 a.m, that could be a $10,000 phone call. Right. A $100,000 phone call. I've had it happen. So it's just, I think I would appreciate dating someone else that's a boss, or an entrepreneur, I should say, because of the understanding factor, the fact that we get each other. We get each other's struggle. We get each other's highs. We get each other's lows, because we're going through it. Even if we're in two different arenas, we're going through it, the same thing, essentially.
I don't know, Milan, let me know if you agree or disagree with me, but I think that there are ways for a guy who isn't an entrepreneur to still understand what you're going through, because frustration is frustration no matter what the source is. So he may not be able to, so like my guy works a 9-to-5. He's a very driven person in his career. Now, he may not be an entrepreneur, but he is still hustling and trying to get ahead in his career. So with me, he may not know the specifics, or maybe be able to identify with the specifics of where my frustration may come from, but I don't think that makes his ability to empathize with me less, because the point is, you're supposed to be my peace. So you can be my peace without necessarily knowing what it's like to miss out on that $10,000 phone call. It's all about you being a part of the solution. And maybe it's just me, because I'm the type where I can handle the problem. I just need you to be the calm after the storm, so to speak.
But wouldn't it be a lot better if it's one thing to empathize or handle the problem, but it's another thing to be understood.
Right.
I think that in that type of situation, and it's interesting to hear both of you guys, go back and forth at it, because in that middle piece, it's like you said, the understanding and the understood. Right. Them taking the time to understand the situation, and you have those guys who are like not the entrepreneurs, who don't understand it and are not willing to understand it. You could tell them about your day, and they could say, oh, well, it sounds like you had a rough day. Then you have the guy that's understanding of the situation, that's not an entrepreneur, and they'd be like, okay, so, what happened after that? what, they get more in depth so they can
what
understand
can we do next
what
time
can
to
we
fix
do
this?
the next time.
What can we do to prevent this? Things like that.
Exactly. And they don't have to be an entrepreneur. They just have to be willing to understand and help. And like you said, you can figure out the situation, and he knows that you can figure it out. So he's going to say, you know what? Let's pray about it. He could be, that muse, that piece that you said, that muse that you need. So let's pray about it. Okay. So next time, just be calm when you do it. You got the solution, but I think that you need to just be a little bit calmer, and that's him helping you work through it. He didn't have to be an entrepreneur to help work through it and understand it. Right. So I think that's where it comes into play. Does the person understand, and are they willing to understand that lifestyle?
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying someone that works a 9-to-5 is the worst person to be with if you're a full-time entrepreneur.
Right.
I'm just saying that I think dating another full-time entrepreneur would be a little easier. Mm-hmm. And then you guys can begin, it's just that vision. Someone that works a 9-to-5 is thinking about their next raise or their next office party. But as entrepreneurs, we're thinking about the next big thing. Mm-hmm. So I want to feed your thoughts on your next big thing. And I want you to pour into my thoughts on my next big thing. Mm-hmm. For them, they're thinking about a $5,000 year-end bonus. We're thinking about making 6 figures next quarter. You know what I mean? So it's just the mentality, man. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. But I think dating someone on your level, for lack of a better term, or slightly higher is a good idea, because you guys didn't pull each other. So if you're higher than me right now, I don't mind that. We kind of had a conversation before we started recording. If you're a level up from me, that doesn't intimidate me. It turns me on, because then you're going to pull me up. Mm-hmm. And then once you pull me up, I'm going to be a little bit higher than you. I'm going to pull you up. So now we're going to teeter as we go to the top together. It's not, I'm up here and she's down here and I'm walking in the room and there's like, who's that with said? It's like, man, they're amazing together. Right. Whoever they are, their atmosphere changes, their game changes. Mm-hmm. We want to talk to them. We want to be involved in whatever they're involved in. We want to pay their $1 million annual, annual membership fee just because they're that dope. So it's just, I think it's all in the mentality. It's all in, and then at the end of the day, it's all in how that person was raised, right? Mm-hmm. So to go another level below, what our current occupations are, it's all on how that person was raised and who brought them up and the visuals they saw at home, to see what you're going to be dealing with or who you're going to be dealing with as a partner and trying to grow and move forward with.
I hear you. I get it. No, and maybe because I haven't dated a full-time entrepreneur before, but then also just with me doing some self-reflection, I just feel as if a normal guy would be better for me. But at the same time, I do see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely necessary as entrepreneurs for us to have those people who can pull us up, who can run with us and cause us to dream bigger and things of that nature. But that doesn't even have to always come from your partner. You know what I'm saying? That can come from friendships. Like you and I will sit at IHOP on a random Tuesday
at 2 a.m.
At 2 o'clock talking about business, but that isn't necessarily something that I might need from a relationship. A relationship, I might need other things, and that's the great thing about people and us being individuals is we all need different things and we all want different things, and so we all got to just keep searching until we find it. What you smiling at?
Excuse me. So. Because I just, again, to piggyback on the conversation we had before we got started recording, there should be nothing that anyone can provide outside of home that I'm not willing to provide. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things. I shouldn't know that Ced is your work husband because he understands
Hold on. First of all. Work husband. Bae, if you're listening, that is not the case.
That's not the case. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. So that's no. But that's essentially, no disrespect to the homie, wherever you are. There's no, and I haven't seen Tatum in months, so that's really not what it is. But there's no reason, I should give you I think that leaves a window open for opportunity for someone else. And that's me personally. Mm-hmm. If you're into fashion, I need to start keeping up on some fashion blogs, right? If you're really into your hair, I need to know the different textures and the lengths and where to get the best bundles from, just for conversation purposes. Because there's another cat waiting that's going to tell you about the new lubes that's coming out.
It's Dante at work waiting.
Exactly. You know, the last thing you want is that cat that is in her space or in your partner's space often, if not as much as you are. So let's say they spend 8 or 10 hours a day at the office or wherever they grind, and then they come home and spend another 8, 10, 12 hours. That person at that space has just as much of an opportunity as you do to grab their interest, to be empathetic, to listen. So if I can't talk about how I just pissed away a $10,000 contract at home because she doesn't get it and she wants to watch Ratchet TV, but Stacy at work is all ears, rubbing my back, telling me it's gonna be okay.
Stacy better not be rubbing nobody's back.
When I'm venting, she's there. She's attentive,
right?
And she has a solution. It's not just oh baby, it'll be okay. It's wait, we can fix this. And in my mind, I'm like, we can? Well, let's do it. Because Stacy my lady at home don't give a damn, but Stacy got me. So I look at with everything, no matter what it is, you have to be willing to embrace what it is that your partner is into and essentially make it yours. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be their flunky, but you got to be willing to be their Robin to them being Batman, right? And vice versa. You got to be ready to wear 2 capes at all times when you're in a relationship. Whatever that is that they're into, if that's their passion, you got to support them. You got to encourage them, because if you're not, there's somebody on the gram DMing them, hey, I'm so proud of you. Trust me, I can show you the grams, all right? I can show you the DM. I'm so proud of you. You hustle so hard. Any woman that can have you would be so lucky. And I'm sitting there reading this as my girl is like, babe, you suck. Why we don't do this? I'm like,
what I'm hearing is you just ain't shit. You entertaining the
no,
side.
I can't stop a DM. I can stop myself from responding to a DM. I can't turn my DMs off though. So I can show you the unresponded to DMs. You know what I mean? But it's just, and I'm single, so it behooves me to respond to see what's out there. But I don't care for it. My tunnel vision is the greatest it's ever been. Would I like to be dating right now? Yeah, I would like to go out, grab a bite to eat, take a trip, let's have a conversation with somebody. But so many people are so ununderstanding of what my situation is, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay because it's taken me 3.5 years to get to where I am, and I got my next 2 or 3 years mapped out if I don't sell the company before then, and it only includes a grind.
So do you think you can compromise a little bit
regarding what?
To create that balance? So whether it be, because I had a conversation with somebody, and it was just kind of like, I'm very focused on what it is I want to accomplish. But if I made a decision to be with somebody, I kind of have to honor that commitment as well and make sure that I give them the time that they deserve, because in essence, that's what I agreed to.
So here's the deal with being an entrepreneur and in a relationship. They both require 110%. So it's unfair of me to tell you, my lady, I'm going to give you less than 110% because of this. And at the end of the day, it's unfair to me and my company to say, hey, I'm going to give you less than 110% because of her. It's impossible. You have to give less of yourself somewhere.
Right.
And that's not fair to either entity. As bae, I want you to have all of me and then some. As my livelihood,
right.
You have to. This has to work. See, I can put off a relationship. People find love at 70, right? That's how I look at it,
Yeah.
But this is my everything. This is my 401k. This is my children's college fund if I ever have kids. This is my vacation. Right. This is my cars and shoes that I want and my condos that I want to buy. So this has to work. A relationship for me, where I'm at, doesn't have to happen right now. I would like for it to.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of space in my big ass bed that I would like to share, but it's just me. And I'm okay with that because I'm making the sacrifices I need to make now for a better future.
Okay. So, Milan, what do you think? Because the last time we talked about this, you were more on the single side, more or less. So now you have someone, and even before you were saying the similar things that Sid was saying, it was kind of like, I'm hustling right now, like that can wait. But we all know that, you know, when you meet people, it's unexpected sometimes. And so if it grows, it grows. So how's that transition been like for you?
See, now this is when I have to transition and agree with Sid, with the entrepreneur type of thing. Like y'all trying to play devil's advocate earlier, right? Now I gotta go and switch now. It works because, again, he's the vice president of the company. He works a 9 to 5 with me. Like, you know, we work 9 to 5.
Kudos to him.
Right, vice president of the company that he's, you know, doing it for. And then 9 to 5er, I'm the CEO of mine, but I'm a 9 to 5er. So that understanding right there, we understand the business of it. So we understand the dedication we have to give to our companies and the dedication we have to give to each other. So I can be the Stacy and the lady at home. Right. I can be the Stacy, you know. I can be the
That's it. You got to be the lady.
I can be the lady at the Tramp.
That's it.
You know.
You got to give him everything he needs and then some.
Exactly. That's what I said. So I agree with Seth on that one. I can be the lady in the Tramp.
That's it.
So that works out. And then, again, we have those days at our 9 to 5s when it's like, F my balls, F this, you know, and we can talk about that. Right. And then we have those moments at the company where it's like, he's like, well, I got to do this for the high schools and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, I got to do this for a client. And we talk about it. So that balance is there for that. So it works.
So that's perfect, though, right? Because they're on the same wave. They're both tired from already putting in 40 hours a week, right? And then they both got to push each other to do that 40 hours a week for themselves. And at the same time, make time for each other. So they already understand, I know she had a tough meeting at work. I know she's got a conference call with the West Coast tonight. Tonight's not tonight to be the night to be needy. Because I know what she is going through, vice versa. I know he just fired his whole marketing team and a couple of the kids at the high school are giving him the blues. Tonight is not the night to make him watch Ratchet TV with me. You dig what I'm saying? Because she gets it. But if it was one or the other, where one of them was doing more than the other, that other person is ununderstanding. They aren't living it. They hear it and they see it, but they aren't living it. They are currently living each other's day-to-day life. That's gonna work. That should work, I should say.
Well, I think that, so even with my situation, I see it working in different ways. And I think it's maybe because I really don't really need that. The whole
I don't need a co-boss, I want one.
Right, and I don't necessarily want one. I want somebody that's going to appeal to a different side of me, because there's different layers. Yes, I'm a boss, but then I'm a loving, nurturing woman who desires a family. So it's two different aspects to me. And so I really prefer somebody who appeals to that other aspect. So for my situation, if I'm working my ass off, and so if we're together,
we can cuss on this show?
Yeah, just,
this
you know,
like
PG-13.
PG-13. Okay. I'm like, man, it's like the Breakfast Club. I'm good now. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So if I'm working my ass off and it's like, I can't cook today, I don't have it in me, you know what I'm saying? And then he's cool with it. He's like, all right, well, and it doesn't even have to be a conversation. I don't even have to say I don't feel like cooking today. He knows my schedule, so he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna cook for us. You know, make sure that you good. Where he takes a lot of weight off of me when it comes to being that I guess girlfriend.
So let me piggyback on that and let's go back to Stacy, right? So how long you and Babe been dating?
About 6 months or so.
Okay, so let's say a year, 2 years in, right? He's like, I really want a home cooked meal every other day, whatever the case may be, right?
Well, he gonna know that he ain't getting one every other day.
But Stacy at work is like, oh my God, I cook every day. I'll start bringing you a plate.
Stacy can bring him a plate, and he can go stay with Stacy.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Because Tatum gonna always be good. That's the thing. If that happens.
Cut.
No.
Take two. Wait. She wasn't ready. No. From the top.
She didn't mean
She didn't mean that, bro. She didn't mean that. I promise you she didn't. She's just being a tough guy.
But that's the type of honesty I have with him. It's like, at the end of the day, yes, I'm a boss. Yes, I'm working extremely hard for my goals. But at the same time, and I said this a few episodes ago, I have 3 goals in life: to die and go to heaven. Well, I guess it's afterlife, but whatever. To die and go to heaven, to create a legacy that outlives me, and to have a family. Because a huge part of my story is me not having that loving family environment growing up. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I desire to create just as much as I desire to create a business. So I have to hold both with the same level of respect. So when it comes to him, it's like, listen, I'm an incredible woman. I don't have confidence issues anymore. Like, I'm an incredible woman, and I know that. So if you decide that you want to step out on somebody who is not only making things happen for our family, but also is going to love you and be committed to you and not cheat on you and make sure everything is taken care of and to work to get that balance, if you want to mess with Stacy, go ahead.
Cedric smiling
because it's the CEO or somebody or somewhere else that I'm going to meet that's going to be okay with that. Like, I'm cool with somebody if they make the decision to, go with another option, because I won at that point. Like, who wants to be with somebody that's going to go mess with Stacy? I'm cool. Why? Go ahead.
Can I step into the shade
I'm done with Cedric ass.
Go ahead. Shade room, 'cause it's getting hot in here, y'all. So ideally, back before, like when Tatum and I were talking on the show before, and I'm like, I don't feel like anybody understands me, this, that, and third. I just wanted that person to understand. It didn't have to be somebody that was an entrepreneur as well. It could have been a 9-to-5-er. It could have been, anybody, just that understanding, because the dating beforehand, I could, as I said, I had a long day. The clients was acting up. This PR campaign didn't run the way I needed it to. God. Things like that didn't happen. And I would express that to the F niggas beforehand. Situationships, that's what they were, whatever. It'll be like, oh, dang, it's like you had a rough day. Oh, yeah, because I just told you about 10,000 things that just destroyed my day, and you just gave me what I already knew.
Exactly.
So I stopped, looking for that person that was, so much like you or this, but just the person that understood, the person that was going to be there to help me through those times that I'm just like needing a solution and I can't find it in myself. Or even if I found it in myself, just giving me the reassurance, like, you are that nigga. And you can do this, and we gonna do this because I got you, and we here. And then I stopped looking for that and just let it happen. And like I said, it happened, and we're there now. Me and him, the person I am in a relationship that I'm dating, that's us every day. Right. When the Entrepreneurs Brunch happened, I FaceTimed him in the car. First thing he said, how'd it go? Give me tea.
There you go.
I'm like, okay, I'm about to give you tea. That's like my best friend. Like we here, and that's all I ever wanted.
But see, you see the smile on her face when she said that. Because he embraced what her day-to-day was, right? He understands it, and he lives it with her, right? So that's what's most important, right? The last thing you want to do is to have another joker be the guy getting your girl's tea. Like, I want all your tea.
Exactly.
In the morning, in the evening, when you and the girls go out, babe, let me tell you what Tatum did to her man. Ooh, call me and tell me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be your partner in crime for everything. Right. I don't mean tell me everything. Don't talk to nobody else. But when you get that good news, I want to be the first person you call. When you get that bad news, I want to be the first person you call. I don't want it to be the guy that you at IHOP with at 2 a.m. because he understands more.
Right. And I mean, vice versa, same thing. They just spoke at the high school, and the CEO posted a video on Snapchat. It's like 10-second videos. That video was so quick, but I was like, no, send me this. Sent it to me, and I posted it on my Snapchat. I was like, I'm so proud. Like, I was just so happy just to see him comfortable in his element, and I got excited. Like I said, it was literally 10 seconds. He probably said about 15 words, if that.
But you supported him.
It was everything.
You were embracing his moment. You were encouraging, so that when he got those DMs saying "Good job, I'm proud of you," you're like, "Man, my girl beat y'all to that already."
And it's
she
not
said
even,
that
right,
already.
and it's not even to beat anybody else to it. That's just the genuine feeling.
But
like I was happy.
I get to come home to that. On top of everything else that she does, I get to come home to that, and I'm okay with that. I'm good. I'm more than good with that, because I know on top of everything else that she does, she's also this encouraging, nurturing listener that I need her to be.
And I'm saying that he doesn't have to be an entrepreneur for that to happen. I really feel strongly about that.
I agree with what you're saying.
Because y'all ain't gonna play my man on the show. Because Bay holds it down. He ain't got to be no CEO.
I'm trying to tell you, Bay held it down. I know the stories. Bay is holding it.
Bay is good. Okay.
Here's how I look at it, right? and some people will take this as cocky, and I'm okay with that. So I was here on location at McCormick and Smith a couple months back. Actually, it was a year ago. Facebook just reminded me, with a couple of my boys, and we're all full-time entrepreneurs, right? Mm-hmm. So one of my boys was looking at two girls walking by, and it was a guy walking by with him, and then the one that he wanted walked off with the guy that was walking with them. He's like, man, I really want her. I was like, man, go get her. He's like, well, she's with somebody. But the guy she was with had on a post office shirt. Mm-hmm. I said, man, that nigga work a day job. He don't stand a chance. It's our mentality. Right. And it's again, I'm not knocking anybody that works a 9 to 5 because the people that work for me are working a 9 to 5. So I appreciate them. Right? And I need them. But it's just different. Right. And as a boss, it's just different. Now what we all need is different as well. Right. What we all need from each other or what we want to come home to is different. I want to come home to somebody that's gonna rub my back when I messed up a deal, work the wee hours of the night to help me make a new deal happen, and I can do the same for her. Mm-hmm. I need that drive. I need that ambition. I don't watch TV. I can't see me being with somebody that watch 40 hours of TV a week. I watch 1 hour of TV every week. Mm-hmm. Billions, Showtime, Sundays. That's a shameless plug. That's the only show I watch, and it's because it motivates me. You know what I mean?
Shark Tank, that's the shit.
Shark Tank, come on, bro. We can watch hours of Shark Tank, right? I can watch Shark Tank from 6 years ago and still love it.
Exactly.
So, but I want to come home to not even a mirror of me, but definitely someone that's going to push me, that's going to understand what I'm going through and empathize and then elevate me, right? That's that's been my word of the year is elevation. Mm-hmm. If you can't push me to the next level, I can do everything else by myself. Mm-hmm. And I do a pretty damn good job at it, right? And I have been doing it for this. So what else are you going?
What else are you bringing to this table?
Sex?
I want the table.
Sex is, and I hate when women think that sex is the kicker. That's it? Mm-hmm. That's all you got?
Because anybody can have sex.
I did that. Exactly. Right. I did that. What
they
else?
Selling, never mind. I'm not even going to say that. This PG-13. They selling those detached these days.
I may or may not have ordered one, but that's nobody's business. It's nobody's business.
Ain't nobody's business.
So it's just, what else do you have? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can spend my money on me. Why the hell would I want to spend my money on me and you if you're a headache? Mm-hmm. If you aren't helping me make more money? And at the end of the day, and don't get me wrong to anyone that's listening, to me, it's not all about the money. Mm-hmm. I've been making money. I started my first venture when I was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. So I've been making money for a very long time. Money is the easy part. Mm-hmm. Sex is the easy part. What else you got?
Right.
Oh, you're going to be as supportive, if not more supportive, than Stacy at work.
Stacy at work, I see get these hands.
For real, Stacy. Stacy at work is winning.
Better not be no Stacy.
Stacy gonna catch the shade.
She's in that. She shares a very small space with him, and as long as she's attentive, she's gonna give him everything he wants if she wants to. Mm-hmm. If he comes to work and complains about how Bae doesn't wear heels, Stacy gonna change her whole wardrobe.
With them heels,
man, every day it's gonna be slow.
Who wants Stacy though? Because all Stacy does is whatever you want her to do. Stacy ain't going. Stacy don't have
that's a good feeling when you're
not getting it right.
At home doesn't do what you want, and it's not what you want, but it's what's appeasing to you. Yeah. I'm gonna encourage you if what you like is flats, wear your flats. Mm-hmm. I am telling you, I like heels. Mm-hmm. Now, what you decide to do with that information is on you. Mm-hmm. I like boy shorts. You decide you want to wear thongs all the time. Okay. Mm-hmm. I ain't complaining, but I am saying.
You say that.
It's
dudes love boy shorts for some reason.
I love boy shorts.
The heels.
Black lace boy shorts. A heel. Oh, I hate flats. I personally hate flats, right? I hate flats. Mm-hmm. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't love you any less for it. Mm-hmm. Don't be mad at me because I like heels.
It's just funny.
How deep can I go in this topic?
That. It's just funny because he just mentioned it, I think, last night about heels. And it was just like, basically, I'm just glad you know how to work heels. Like, you know how to wear them. You don't got to hold on to them. Like, I don't mind you grabbing on to me, but you know how to work them heels.
You ain't tipping.
With her heels in her hand. That is just most disgusting.
He like, I be just gliding and relaxing, and you be on a move in them heels. Like, it was just so funny you said that because
it's important. Like,
That's a guy thing.
it's the guy that it's crazy, but
but some guys don't want heels. Like,
ladies, listen to it.
short guys might not want you to wear heels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm not looking for a woman over 5'9", so that she has on 5-inch heels. We eye to eye. I'm 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's my preference, though. But you have to be willing to cater to their preference. I might not like fake hair. That might be your everyday thing. Less maintenance. The number one thing I hear women saying is it's less maintenance when you got fake hair. All right, that's cool. But don't be mad at me if I'm liking a girl picture with natural hair on the gram. It's not anything against you.
Ain't no gram.
That's
Delete all that shit.
Delete all that shit. Ain't no gram.
ain't no gram, bitch. But so that's my thing. Like I look, when I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna give you, outside of a chocolatey ripped body, I'm gonna give you that's it. I'm done.
Try all that.
I can't be dark skinned. I can't grow a beard. And thanks to my parents, I'll never have a ripped body. Right? But everything else, I'm gonna give you, right? I'm gonna give you everything that you want to come home to, and then some. I'm gonna make sure that home is your fortress of solitude. You have no urge, you don't yearn to go to happy hour just to get away, because you know your peace is at home. Whatever it is that you want is at home as best I can.
How it's supposed to be.
Some things I won't agree with.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
By all means.
So you're basically, we hear what you're saying. So for the woman that's an entrepreneur full time, she got on heels all day. She at the conferences, she doing keynote speeches, she at these networking events. She got all of this stuff going on. Like, she working hard for her empire.
You turning me on right now.
Then she gotta
You turning me on right now. Where is she?
then she gotta where she at
Where's she at though?
But then she gotta come home, make sure she still got them heels on for you, make sure that she's helping you with your stuff. It's like, to me, that seems exhausting. It seems like the life of a 9-to-5 and working full time, because you got to do all of this stuff for your man and make sure that he getting everything he wants. So Stacy ain't making them plates, but then you still got to do everything that you want to do at work.
Can I play devil's advocate too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm devil's advocate on Tatum's part just now. I think Ced is saying it's both ways. Like, he should be the piece that she needs, and she should be the piece that he needs. It's give and take. I think that's where he's coming from. Like, that's my piece, my take on it.
So, like, and to go into that, my thing is, you wore your heels to go on heels, to piggyback on heels. She wore the heels all day, so now she's supposed to come home and wear them for me. No.
You gonna rub her feet.
I get the 30 seconds of joy of watching her walk in the door, sit on the ottoman in front of the bed, and kick them heels off.
And you know what she did all day, so it's good.
She
right?
worked her ass off. Tell me about it, babe. What happened? Tell me about it.
I can see him now being a creep. Like, what you do today, girl? Tell me about that keynote.
And I'm rubbing them feet. I'm rubbing them feet. You got
You want some wine? Here, the wine already on the nightstand for you.
But that's how it should be. If, as her co-boss, I know, I can tell by her text message tone, she need that wine when she get home.
Right.
Same for me. Babe, I lost a $75,000
Get that
deal.
scotch together.
Had that double shot poured up when I get home. That's it ain't even gotta be a meal cook. Order me a pizza. Just be there. You know what I mean?
Order it, put it on a plate like you made it.
Get the wings. That's it. Have my lemon pepper ready. You know what I mean? But it's just different, man. Like to have somebody that understands what you're going through, and then I shouldn't. And this is in friendships and relationships. Me personally, I'm tired of pouring. All right. And what I mean by that is I pour into everybody else, right? I'm encouraging of everyone else's hustle. And I don't care if they're working a 9-to-5 or a full-time entrepreneur. I'm behind them more than they're behind them, right? At the end of the day, I need somebody to pour back into me, because if I keep adding to your account and your account and your account, eventually my account's going to be depleted. And then what? Which one of the 1,000 people that I just helped are going to come back and come help me? Who's going to then have my back? And I need to know that at the end of the day, me being the saint of all saints, taking care of everybody else, my lady is going to come home and have my back. Absolutely. Be my support system, be my refresher, pour back into me so that I can go back out and take care of the world the next day. And if I can't find someone that does that, I'm okay.
Right. My
vacations to Spain and New Zealand are my refreshers by my damn self. People like, you do things like that. I go out to eat by myself. I go to the movies by myself, because it's less stress. It's less frustration. You know, I know how to take care of me, and I can't expect someone coming in day one to know how to take care of me the way that I take care of me. But they're willing to learn, as am I for them. And if that's not the case, I'm going to stay by my damn self.
Yeah, as you should, though.
So I guess my question is, for all of us as entrepreneurs, when does it get lonely? And when do you get tired of it?
Every goddamn night.
And I say that because I say that because I know that, but people don't know that.
I'm not
that
making,
what
look,
we go through and how it feels.
I paint a picture like I'm a tough guy. Okay?
Thank you. See, and that's the transparency, you know, that they need to know.
I get tired of hugging my damn pillows every night. But it's the peace of mind knowing that I'm not dealing with somebody. I'm not settling for somebody. If being by myself equates to peace, I'm okay with that. If you come into my life and you bring me peace, and you just so happen to walk good in heels and can cook and don't mind pouring me a double shot, then let's hang out for a while. Let's see what we can do with this. But if not, if we arguing over who liked my picture on the gram, who left heart eyes under my status on the book, stay by myself, man.
Well, I mean, if she sees Stacy name, she need to be a little bit worried. That's what I'm saying. Right, based on what you just said about
Stacy out there. Stacy, all at me. I'm taking a trip real soon. You can come with me.
So since we're on this conversation and this couple comes into mind, because we know of them very well and we know of her very well.
We know of him very well too.
What is your take on Oprah and Stedman?
Oh, I didn't know you was going there.
I didn't either. I was thinking Hov and B.
Yeah, me too.
That sounds like we know him well too.
First of all, Tatum, you should have known I wasn't going there.
Beyonce stan, but we both Jay-Z fans.
Oh, I like Jay-Z too. Yeah, y'all right. Okay, we there.
Right.
But no, we can get to them next. So, Oprah and Stedman.
So I think Oprah and Stedman is exactly what Tatum is, right?
Yep,
From what she said.
Shout out to Bay.
She doesn't want him to be a billionaire entertainment tycoon. She wants him to take care of her when she comes home after 3 or 4 days on the road.
Yep.
How many times Stedman made a headline?
None.
How many companies do we know of that Stedman has?
None.
Right? But she's happy. He's been in the picture for 20, 30, 35 years. So he must be doing something with no marriage. So he must be doing something.
You got to put a ring on me. Your ass I ain't having that.
She got to put a ring on him.
She got the ring.
She's the one with the ring, not him. That nigga get an allowance. He don't got no money for no ring.
No, because now you know. No, that's not true. Stedman will hold his own.
We don't know that. On the outside looking in, Oprah's boss.
When they walk into that room, what'd you say earlier?
She is in front and he's behind her. One of my biggest clients is Nia Long. Her husband, boyfriend, I don't know what they are right now, whatever.
Her baby daddy.
Her bae is like that, right? And hey, Nia, if you just
but he got braids though, because he
yeah, but he doesn't have Nia Long money.
So
but he has his own. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
he's not a slouch.
Okay,
okay, so do we know how Stedman has his own money? If he has his own money, right? So that doesn't matter. We know Oprah's happy.
Right.
We know we've never heard any scandal of Oprah dating anyone else.
Right.
Right. We didn't catch her in some pictures on the beach with another cat. It's always been him. That's what you want.
Right.
That's okay. Shut up. I'm about to change your name on my phone to Oprah because you the shit for that mentality. But
he tried to play me on the low, y'all, but it's cool. Sad thing I can't read through that shit, but it's all right.
But me,
it was shade, but it's cool.
But for me, I want that Hov and B. I want that Barack and Michelle. I want to know. I've had, and it's probably because when you have enough of what you don't want, it's easy to notify what you do want, right? I've had enough situations where I walk in the room and she's 2 steps behind me in the shadow. No, step up. Be the light with me. When I walk in the room, I'm an atmosphere changer. I know that about myself. I want a co-atmosphere changer. Like we discussed, I don't want to walk in the room and they say, who's that chick with said? I want them to say, who are they?
Right.
What do they do? Why are they here? I want to talk to them collectively. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the Fab song. Fab and Neo is perfect. I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. You make me better. Make me better.
You make me better.
That's it. Make me better, man. Make me. I'm already powerful without you. Before I even met you, I was already the shit. Make me better. Make me more of the shit. Let's be the shit together.
Make me the poo.
That's it. All of it. You know what I mean? So it's just, but it's different preferences. You don't want that, and that's okay. I do. You know,
Right.
so we want complete opposites. So,
And I think it's because you're a man, though. I feel like men I just think that men I won't say more than women, because there are a lot of women who want a man that's saying all the stuff that Cedric's saying. But I think that men, though, are kind of tired of that housewife thing. And you know what? Actually, as I'm talking, I kind of want to take it back, because a lot of men really want that housewife
complete
thing.
lies. So let me tell you.
So explain to me, because you know a lot of other entrepreneurs and things like that. What's up with that? The whole, because Milan sent me something this week. We drinking mimosas, y'all. so if you hear this, you hear something pouring. So Milan sent me a screenshot of some football player who was talking about. Right, he was saying something about like black women are just basically too extra, and he wanted Becky to come do a cheer for him as soon as he walk in the room, something like that. Wanting to be submissive, as if submissive means not having a backbone. So, do you think that successful men mostly, we know that you don't, but mostly want that housewife type? And your ass better not come with no white girl on your arm talking about she's more submissive than black women, because you're going to have to catch these hands
I don't want submissive. I don't necessarily want submissive, right? I got a boy, one of my boys that was there that day that we were at McCormick's and we talked about the guy at the day job. That's what he's a boss. He's a CEO. Shout out to my boy LG. He wants a submissive woman. He wants sex 2 to 3 times a day. He wants you to cook. He wants you to clean.
Y'all should see the neck rolls and the eye rollings and the sucking of teeth that's happening.
Mind you, he wants that. That's not what I want. Right? He doesn't want you to work. He wants to give you an allowance.
Oh, God.
Give me an allowance.
That's his mentality.
Like you're a child. Okay.
That's his mentality. He wants to know when he needs you or wants you, you're there and you're available. And because you're not working, there's no excuse why you aren't. You want to go shopping? Daddy gonna give you an allowance. You want to take a trip? You want to take a trip? Daddy's gonna give you an allowance. But when I come home and I'm ready to get it in,
What is she on her trip? Do what the hell he gonna do? Call Sheila, what was her name? Stacy. You gonna call
What if
Stacy?
I'm so bored in the house all day that I just don't feel like opening my legs that day?
What if I just don't feel like it, Daddy?
In his world, that's not an option. It's just, how did we get on this topic? What was the question?
Do successful men want that
Submissive?
housewife?
No. Okay. So,
Because I don't think submissive equates housewife at all.
I completely agree. It's how you were raised.
Right.
Who raised you? What did they instill in you? Right. So my ex, right? She was amazing at that. Okay. She was crazy, but she was amazing. I had a moment. She cooked, she cleaned, and she worked her ass off at work. Right? She supported me. If I needed a drop of a dime for something to happen, if she could be there with me to help or even just be a voice of encouragement, she was there. She was amazing at that. She was super submissive. She called me daddy on our second date. And she was 10 years my senior.
She was trying to get them eggs fertilized. That's what it was.
She wasn't in a rush to have a kid either. So I was very happy with that because I'm not in a rush to have a kid. But the fact that she knew what it took to appease me, right? I remember I had a poker night at her house one night, and a couple of my older clients came by, and she cooked for everybody, and had poker chips and all set up, and we all playing. She said, "Daddy, can I get you something else to drink?" The whole room stopped. My old heads leaned in like, "Did she just call you daddy?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "And you didn't ask her to call you daddy?"
Oh my God.
No. And she's 10 years older than you? Yeah. Shit, my nigga, good job. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Her ass had a plan.
Right, she had a whole motive.
That shit was gonna stop after if y'all got married or something.
But that was just her build.
Yeah.
From what she told me about her mom.
She was Southern.
Her mom was.
Okay.
Right? So
That
she
sounds
grew up
Southern.
here, but she knew how to cater and to nurture. And that appealed to me. I never had it like that before. So I was like, man, is this what it's like to live this life? So what she did, granted we didn't work out, she elevated my standards. I now know more of what I like and don't like because of her. So in my new relationship, I'm not comparing you to X, Y, and Z. I am telling you, I had this before, and I would like to continue it. This is what appealed to me. Now I'm going to tell you everything I like and don't like. Right? I'm not saying you have to do any of it. I am telling you I had it before, and I know what it feels like to have it. It's your decision.
And you always not fully be happy if you're not getting some of the things on that list.
Boom. Next, to piggyback on a piggyback, my most recent ex, and this is, I hope no one takes this wrong.
Remember, we have thousands of Black women who listen to this show.
And I love you all.
Choose your words wisely.
Nope. Just don't put my social media
No, we're
handles
going to put it in there. So
Yeah.
you better watch it.
So I mentioned that I wanted to have a threesome, right? And it wasn't that, so I had one before, but it was like a botched threesome. Like it wasn't a success. Don't worry. We'll talk about that off air. But it was like a botched threesome, right? So I've had it and I've experienced it, but it just wasn't to the degree in which I would have liked it to be. But I'm telling you going in, I would like to have one. Now, I'm not saying that we have to have one. I am telling you that at the end of the day, this is still on my mind. Now, what you choose to do with that is up to you. I would like to have my woman wear heels. I'm not saying you have to wear heels. But at the end of the day, this is on my mind. This isn't going anywhere. I might suppress it and put it very, very far back in the back. But at the end of the day, this is what I like. This is what I would like to have. This is what I would like to come home to, which you and the same for you. If I'm not in shape right now, but I see you clamoring over these guys that are in shape, I need to do my thing and get in the gym to at least try. The last thing I want is for my woman to go to the nail shop or the hair salon and squirm over anything any other man can do that I can't do.
Yeah, because I look at my man like a snack. I be like,
See?
he was the whole snack.
That's it.
She look like a snack.
Damn, a snack. I want to be the entree. The appetizer, and dessert, all of that. See that? But I want my woman to feel like that I am more than enough. Right? The last thing I want to do is, say it's cool, but he won't rub my feet. Or he won't go with me to the nail salon. Damn that, we're going to get these manicures and pedicures together.
Petty.
You know what I mean? I can't say petty, fellas. Don't say petty. Don't say mani and petty. Whatever you do. You go to the nail shop, you're getting a manicure and a pedicure. Not a mani and a petty, bro.
And ladies, if he say mani and petty, I just want you to leave out that door.
Exactly.
At that moment.
Make that be the last date, okay? So
That's your girlfriend. That's
exactly,
your boyfriend, girl.
Exactly. That's your good girlfriend at that point. But it's I don't know, man. Like I told you guys off air before we even started, man, my mentality is just there is nothing that I'm going to allow anybody else to do for my lady that I wouldn't do for myself. And that's going to help me sleep better at night.
Yeah.
Your girl put on that best little black dress and them pumps. You're going to be sick when she walk out the door if you insecure. But if you know, exactly, secure the bag at all times. But if you know you take care of home, and she is absolutely in love with everything you do for her, and understands that it's a very slim chance that she'll find that again in the streets, you can let her go. You don't have to follow her. You don't have to magically end up at the same club. Go to sleep. See her when she gets home. Make sure she had a good time. Wipe her makeup off her face for her. Take her heels off and put her in bed. Knowing that she had a good time without you. And she came home to daddy.
Yeah.
Because she knows what's at home. She came home to... Shout out to the women that call their men daddy. All right? It's not even an ego thing. It just feels good. I don't got no kids. I don't got no damn complex. It's a good feeling. And in a text message, she would say it. Verbally, she would say it.
I never understood that with men.
I love it. But I mean, it is what it is. But take care of home. And ladies, the same thing. When I was with her, I had no desire to even look. You know, all guys, we see a fat ass from the front, right? When she walked by,
from the front.
Oh, you see that wagon from the front. But when she walked by, it's like it's in our DNA that we got to turn around.
I might turn around though, because everybody can appreciate it.
Like that, you see her ass?
But when home is everything you want and need, you don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know that ass was just...
It's just an ass.
It's just an ass.
Because they're everywhere.
That's you can go buy them. You ain't even got to get the injections. You can stuff them in and walk out the house.
Exactly. But it's just... It's a good feeling when you don't want or need for someone else. When what you have at home is what you want and need and then some. When all your boys turn their head and you just keep walking forward smiling, knowing this is what I got at home, she's gonna give me everything I need and then some, you're good, man. It's a good feeling.
So I have one more question. Let me know if you gotta go.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Take your time.
So one last question is the big prenup question. So I wanted to ask this.
With a prenup.
Because I'm like 100% for prenups. And it may sound crazy. I told you I'm complex. I got different layers to me. So y'all might be like, what? But yes, I told my man on like the third date, like, so how do you feel about prenups? Because I'm all for this love and marriage, but one thing that has to be legally sure is that no matter what happens, what I came in here with and what I grew my business to be while we're together, you're not taking nothing from that.
So I got mixed feelings on that. Now I'll start with this. When you're an entrepreneur and you're really serious and gun-ho about what you're doing, you don't have a contingency plan. There is no plan B. People ask me all the time, say, what's your plan B? To make plan A work.
I think we talked about that.
I feel the same way about a marriage. A plan B is a what if.
Right.
What's it called again?
Prenup.
A prenup is a what if. You're telling me from the beginning, and I'm gonna again, I'm black and white on this one. You're telling me there's a slim chance this may not work. That makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
At the same time, I am nowhere near where I'm gonna be. And if we don't work, you will not have the come up of a lifetime because I made it 3 years into our wedding. So it's a coin toss for me. I can see the necessities, but I could see how someone would not want to do it.
I think I can definitely see how somebody will be uncomfortable, but I also know that that's like a non-negotiable. So if you're uncomfortable with that, then we can just go our separate ways, and I'm cool with that because I'm at a place in my life where I'm extremely happy and content by myself. I don't really need to be in a relationship. So if whoever I'm with, if that's not something that they're comfortable with, then it's okay. We can be friends. I'm not really willing to budge on that. What you think, Milan? If y'all ain't talked about it yet, we can skip this. Thank you. All right, so
Y'all gonna see the face and the action and everything behind it.
I had to come through with the save. Like, hold on, y'all. They ain't talked about it yet.
Shout out to Milan's babe. She got a lot of respect for you, bro. All right, she is not
For real though.
She is not disrespecting you at all. She is taking care of home
Milan
right now
is the
while you're not here.
publicist of a lifetime with this one. Oh my gosh.
Shout out to my craft and what I, pay.
For real though, if y'all need PR help, call Milan. Cause the way she playing this shit today, my goodness.
My girl.
My nigga.
Milan is the real MVP. Come here, give me some.
Word
Milan is the real MVP. All right. Is that what? So you're a publicist?
Yes, I'm a publicist. I'm an entertainment publicist.
So any fellas that are bosses out there, I was taught a long time ago. As a CEO, that's the best person for you to date is a publicist because she is going to take care of you tenfold. So go get you one.
Making sure you got that bag together.
That's it.
Secure the bag.
Always secure the bag. So yeah, shout out to Milan for that. She handled that situation very well.
That's so funny. Okay, Milan, you got any other questions before we let Cedric go? He came in with mimosas, y'all. We just been in here drinking and talking.
I don't know if I'm drunk, excited, or just.
It's a good conversation though. This is gonna be a great episode.
But no, I don't have any questions. Cedric is bomb lady. So you've heard his intake and he is single, so hey.
Were there any? Didn't you say you had some questions via the DM? Did you answer those?
We have business questions, so they do submit business questions to us, so we can answer those.
Sure.
Okay.
I got some time.
So we'll take a quick break, you guys, and then we'll be back to answer our questions. And we're back with the questions of the week. As usual, you guys, if you want to submit a question, send us a message on Instagram. Our Instagram is back, so the Instagram debacle is over. So follow us at Black Girl Bosses. So send us a message on there if you have a question. So our first question comes from at Pretty Brown Box. She said, "Hi, Milan and Tatum. Your show is amazing. My company is called Pretty Brown Box. I make custom luxury gift boxes for a variety of special occasions. I'm currently in the process of growing my email list, and I wanted to know from your perspective, what is an appropriate number of times to email subscribers? Daily, weekly, etc. I don't blog, but I would like to send out updates about my products and current trends in the world of gifting. Wishing you both much continued success. Thank you." What do you think, Seb?
First of all, shout out to her for the luxury boxes. Can you tag me if
Yeah.
she's included her business or anything? Send me that, please, because I'd love to include that in some packages that I do for clients. I think and this is, pardon my ignorance, but from what I could know about your market, no more than bi-monthly. So once every 2 weeks. Like GoDaddy sends me a goddamn email every day, and it drives me nuts. And it's the same shit every day. But then some companies send me an email once a month, and every time they send me an email, I not only click on it, but 9 times out of 10, I spend money with them because it's like, oh, hey, what do they have going on this time?
Right.
So I'd say at the most once every 2 weeks, if not, then once a month. I mean, if it's a particular client that you know their anniversary's coming, you can send them a correspondence. Hey, I know your anniversary's coming. You could use this for that or something like that. Or if there's a special coming up, yeah, you do your regulars once a month, but you announce a special every other month or something like that. Cool. But definitely no more than every 2 weeks.
So I think that, well, based on what you said that you don't blog, but you would like to send updates about your product and current trends. If you're talking about yourself in all of your emails, most definitely don't send those all the time. I definitely agree with Cedric. Send them bi-weekly or once a month. Now, when the purpose of an email list is to convert your leads from cold to loyal customers. So if you have an email list of prospective customers, those you have to do a little work with so that you can convert them into, or email list of leads. You have to do a little work with them so that you can convert them into customers. Now, the way you do that is not sending stuff about yourself. It's sending stuff that appeals to what it is that they want. And that goes right back to what we always talk about in knowing your target audience. Now, you say that you don't blog, but it might be something that's beneficial for you to pick up. So for example, if your target audience is, who can I use an example? Say your target audience is an event planner and you want your boxes to be given out at their events. you can reach out to them weekly, but have it be something like 5 things you didn't know, or 5 inexpensive things to include in your gift bags at your event. It's more informational. Right. So don't always send out emails asking for something. It should be very informational, because you're building that relationship with whoever's on your email list, and you're trying to get them. We say this all the time. People buy from you when they know you, like you, trust you. So you're trying to build that credibility with them. So what I would do, and something that has most definitely worked for me in my email list, is I set up an email funnel. So there's a series of about 7 emails that go out every about 3 days, but each of them are different. The first one is more about my story on why I started my business, and it's very inspirational and things like that. The next one is more informational. I may talk about some statistics about Black women in business or whatever, but each email serves a different purpose, and none of them I'm asking for anything from them for. I'm exposing myself to them and allowing them to get to know me through my emails, and my email list has over a 50% open rate. And so I don't even get to the selling part until my very last email, where they sign up to have a discovery call with me to discuss how they can grow their business. And that's been very successful as well. So it's nothing wrong with emailing frequently. It depends on what the content is. So really take some time to figure out who your target audience is and how you can set something up to connect with them. And then once you do, then you can figure out how often you should do that. Do you have anything? Okay.
Now I see why rappers go last on the track. Because Nana Tatum said what she had to say. I completely agree. Like if you're selling something, then that's my no more than once every 2 weeks. But a good way to become a favorite of your client, or for them to anticipate or look forward to your email, is to provide hey, this will make your life easier, this will make your life better kind of email. And then they see, I need to use this company. And then in that, this will make your life easier, or this will make that informative email, you just shamelessly plug yourself to where they're like, oh, well, number 3 on the list is this company's box. Let me order a couple of those while I order everything else. And before you know it, those informative emails turn into sales leads.
Only time I would suggest daily or like a type of weekly thing is if you are providing an incentive, like a discount code on something like that, and you're really trying to push a sale, and you want them to use that discount code, and you're like, okay, hey, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you. But coming from a PR standpoint, when you do send those out, do not send the same subject line, because they're going to say, oh, well, I've seen this. So if you want that open click rate, then change that subject line every single time you send it, if you're doing a promo code, like I said, to get your boxes out and sell. So shameless plug. And that was for the free.
Why didn't anybody tell me this? Man, I never thought about that. That makes so much sense. All right. Yeah, well, I'm a new client of Milan's after today, so.
Yeah, so let us know how that works out for you. And if you have any follow-up questions, definitely reach back out. This next one comes from, I think she deleted her Instagram, so it just says Instagrammer. But we answered her question a couple weeks ago. And if I remember correctly, her question was about if she should buy her domain name or trademark her name. Okay. So this is a follow-up to that. So she says, oh my God, you guys made me so happy when you answered my question. I listened to it twice. Oh, that's cute. So the same night I listened to the podcast, I went ahead and bought the domain and was up all night till 5 a.m. doing research. I'm really interested and obsessed with this dream, so it's not work to me. What should my next steps be? Do I need to obtain a license, even though I will start off as an online business? Thanks. This podcast means so much. I appreciate both of y'all. So she basically has gotten her domain name and wants to know what next after that. Said, you want to answer?
I'm going to let Milan start with this one, and I'll piggyback off of it, because for as much as I have done, I know I haven't done enough, if that makes any sense. I've done what I knew would be good enough to get me in the door. But Milan may have a little bit more information on how I need to be going about, I could be going about it better. And so I'm going to be the second rapper on this one.
And her question was what, Tatum? The domain, I'm sorry. And the domain as in her website domain. Okay, so is her, now I have the question, is it trademarked? Is it an LLC? Or is it just one of those ones where you buy the domain for your website, but you don't have an LLC yet, or a sole partner?
A business form. But
right. Okay, so if you just have the domain and there is no business form behind it, that would be my next suggestion, because now you have this website, but you have no ownership over it. So let's say I really like what you do. I can take that and make it my business now. So if you haven't done that step, then that would be your next step of getting the domain, the business form of it. So once that business form is done, you can look into trademarking it, but the trademark process is long. When you submit the application, they'll email you back and tell you, we'll contact you back in 3 months. Here you are with this, but these are the next steps. So in the 3-month time frame, this is what you'll receive. So in the meantime, between time of waiting for the trademark process to be done, after you get your business form, start developing, as we just discussed, your mailing list. Start developing your credibility. You do not need a publicist right now because you are a startup. So get your 6 months running.
Is this thing on? I need a publicist. And she's talking to everybody else. I need one, and she is my new publicist. Effective.
I'm here. But yeah, so for you starting up, you don't need one. I always say wait 6 months and then look into it to see where you're at. But get to somebody that's a business coach. So Tatum has a great startup program right now that you would want to look into. Or you would just want to look into the branding process of your company. So that would be my next step. So domain, business form, look into that trademark, and then the branding of your company as a startup.
I think I completely agree with that. Like for me, I just knew, like one of my biggest things in business is I don't want to do business with somebody that's using a Gmail account. Mm-hmm. Like if you can't spend $30 a year to get a domain and an email address from GoDaddy, that says a lot about you and your brand and your product. Mm-hmm. Spend $30-$40, man. Get an official email, whatever your company is. For me, when I started Reserve, there's another company called Reserve, but they're a clothing line in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So I could have done The Reserve or the Reserve brand or Reserve agency, but I did Reserve Inc. Mm-hmm. And I turned around and bought the website, and I bought it for 10 years. So that's one less thing that I got to worry about. It's just cover your bases to that degree and make yourself, you got fake it till you make it. Make yourself mm-hmm. seem as legit as possible until mm-hmm. you're legit. Plain and simple.
I believe that, Tatum. I believe that a lot of people aren't trademarked, which is really funny, but we believe in it so much because of the things that they produce that they put the TM, you got the little emoji in your phone TM that they can use, but everything is so well put together. As said, you would assume that it's trademarked, so nobody's even going to touch it or look into it because it's presented so well. So I definitely agree with Sid. Do your best presentation of your business in the best way possible, getting that info@whatever.com up there, and leave that Gmail and Yahoo alone, because people are going to say, oh, well, they got this domain, they legit. That's the first thing that we think. And that's a part of another free plug that y'all about to get from me. It's called psychological real estate. And that's one thing that we learn in PR and branding, that you get in people's minds to make them believe something that may not be the case. So just now we drank mimosas and champagne, and it has, the little fizz in it. But when we think about fizz, we think about Sprite, ginger ale, and those things like that. So compare yourself or make yourself to something that's already believable and big.
And to further piggyback, I feel like this has been a day of piggybacking. You guys are awesome. I'm just here as an accessory. With the perception of it, like for me, I don't have, so you can buy your domain and you can buy your email, and then you can buy multiple email accounts under your domain, or you could turn your domain into a catch-all, mm-hmm. right? So in my case, you can email abc123@reservedinc.com mm-hmm. and I get the email.
Right.
You can email, oh crap, I messed up, ... at reservedinc.com, and I get the email. Mm-hmm. So that way, you're, like Milan said, that perception, I'm able to say, oh yeah, email marketing at reservedinc.com. I'm like, damn, they got a whole marketing department? No, it's me. It's me. Email join the team at reservedinc.com. Oh man, they got a whole department for new hires. No. It's just
and you
me.
only paid once.
I only pay once. I only pay for one email, but I make it a catch-all. And that way I can create anything I want. So look into that, guys. If you have your own, get your website, get your domain, and then whomever you buy it through, contact them and ask them how to set up your email as a catch-all. And then you in turn go and create any email address that you want. Drinking on a Sunday at whatever your domain is.com.
Right.
We like to party at whatever you want to make it, and you can use 10 different names. As long as they type your domain name in right, you'll get that email. You'll save yourself a lot of money, and you'll give yourself a better perception to the public. You'll look way bigger than what you are.
That's awesome. So I'm going to add a point to after you do everything that they said, I'm going to say what we say every episode is really do your research on who your target audience is, because after you get your perception together, you got to make your coin. And so in order for you to get your marketing together, you have to really figure out who your target audience is. And the worst thing that you want to do, the worst thing that you can do is start off as a Honda and then try to upgrade to a Bentley. If you decide that you're going to be a Bentley brand, you're going to be a luxury brand, you have to convince people and show them why you're a luxury brand and why people should invest their money in you. And so in order for you to effectively do that, you have to know who you're selling to. If you're selling to everybody, you're not selling to anyone. So really figure out who exactly is that person. Now, you're going to catch other people. Don't get me wrong. If your target audience is millennial Black women, you're going to catch some non-millennials or some Generation Xers. But at the same time, you should be marketing to that one person. So make sure you really, really understand who they are. So you're not constantly apologizing or constantly doing different things and you look like you just shooting in the dark, or you look like you're just all over the place because you didn't do your due diligence in the beginning of really understanding who you're selling to. Because even after you do that research, you might find out that the people you're selling to can't afford you. So then you might really have to do some adjustments. So not only does it help with your marketing, but it helped to determine if that target audience is really for you. So definitely take everything that we had into consideration, and much success to you. So let's take a very quick break and then we'll be right back with the wins of the week. And we're back with the wins of the week. So of course we're going to start off with our guest and let him give his wins of the week. So what happened, Sid?
I think my biggest win, I have multiple wins every day.
Tell us all of them.
No, I have a win every day. Every day for me above ground is a win. As long as I'm 6 feet up, not 6 feet down, that's a win for me. But one to highlight and glorify is I booked my birthday trip, and I'm going to Portugal for my birthday. I've been itching to see black sand for a very long time. So my win of the week is I'm going to Portugal for 6 days for my birthday.
So again, I have many wins that I've established in this week, but the biggest win was that I am a finalist for the best entrepreneur in the DMV for DC Weekly. So, woo-woo, yes. So I will be at the award show award ceremony, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter because I'm excited. I will be there on the red carpet, slaying and laying heads on April 11th. So that is my biggest win for the week.
Yes.
And how can they vote for you?
Nice.
Oh, the voting is actually over. It was from the 14th, right? It was before the show. It was from the 14th through the 21st, but I put the link in my bio, so you get to see the website clicks. So shout out to all 200 clicks that I got on that link, and you can vote multiple times. So if all 200 of you voted more than one time, we's lit, and that's it.
Hashtag real MVP.
So my wins, I'm actually going to just highlight one of my mentees. So for y'all that don't know, a big part of my program is the youth portion. And so I do mentoring, of course, for teen girls in the area. And so I was a mentor for one of the contestants for the Miss CPA pageant, which is College Park Academy. It's a school in PG County. And my contestant won.
Nice.
So I was so excited because she was so nervous and stuff like that. So we were practicing. She did like a really great poem on self-esteem. That poem is so dope. Like she did it and she won. So shout out to Kaya Parker, Miss College Park Academy. And then the next one, I had 4 speaking engagements this month.
Nice.
I had a lot.
Nice.
So, of course, I did Milan's Entrepreneurs Brunch. I got to go to my Instagram so I can keep up. Yeah, which was a sold out event, FYI. Go ahead.
FYI, we did that for the second year. And if all of you who don't know, that is my second business that I own, is the Women's Entrepreneurs Brunch. And we sold out last year. We had like 35 to 45 guests. And this year we did 100 ticket sales. So shout out to you bosses who bought them tickets and came to the event and networked. I'm super, super proud of y'all. That's y'all win. That's not even my win.
Nice.
Yes.
So in addition to Milan's event, I did a Movement Makers Roundtable this week with 2 of my good boss friends, Tiana Blyden and Letitia Carr. And so this event was great, man. And one thing I love about doing events is I never go as like a speaker or hold myself in high regard. Like I do what I got to do, of course, but I'm there as like an attendee. I'm trying to get all the gems that's being dropped. So it was some great gems. We were talking about this off air about being a Proverbs 31 woman. And so Tiana's program, Proverbs 31 Boss, is just so great. And every time I hear her speak, I just love her even more. So shout out to Tiana. Shout out for Tish. She has a life coaching program called Where Do You Dream? And she also has a podcast called Where Do You Dream? Okay. And she teaches women how to dream outside of fear. So shout out to them too. It was a great event. And we're going to do a virtual one soon. So stay tuned for that. Then this week I have a Twitter chat coming up. It's by Her Movement and it's called Podcasting 101, how to launch and host a successful podcast. So definitely tune into that, you guys. I'm not a Twitter enthusiast by any means, but I'm gonna dust my Twitter fingers off for this. So follow me at Tatum Temia, TATUMTEMIA. And then this week I am a panelist for Raven's event, the Pink Slip Retreat.
I'm supposed to be going to, but Tatum never sent me the
I sent you the link. Don't try me. Yes, I did. Okay, I will scroll up in our text messages because I sent you the link.
If she did, I reneged on that early on, and I so
exactly, because I sent it to you.
But if she did not, I take all of the reneging and apology.
If you wanted to go, you could have followed up. The money is in the follow up. Didn't we learn that? Yeah, exactly. Shade.
Drip drop. 21.
I'll be a panelist there, so I'm excited. I'm gonna attend the event as well, of course. So that's coming up. So those are my wins. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have some new blogs that's coming up on the website this week at blackgirlbosses.com. The links will be in the show notes. The link for all of Cedric's websites and Cedric's social media accounts will be there as well. So you can keep up with him and everything that he has going on with Reserved. So thank you guys so much. And we will talk to you next week.
See ya.
Chill.